At least the Gujarat the SIT has seen no reason. And to my mind, that's the most important issue in this.
Swapan, in fact, you have raised a very important point.
Everything in democracy, may I finish, Shoma? Everything in democracy is not solved by law. Perhaps that's true. There is another aspect of democracy, which is public opinion. Now, in the other test of democracy, which is public endorsement, Narendra Modi has shown his clout. Now, it was important to show, at least for him to demonstrate that on the legal front too, there is a case which he has, which is understandable, which can be upheld by the SIT.
Okay.
Now,
Mr. Akhtar, I want to go across to Javed Akhtar. He's listening very intently to this.
This is a major step in the unequivocal clearance of Narendra Modi from this. Politically criticize him, oppose him electorally, but let's get rid of this particular thing that he is a murderer.
Okay,
Swapan, no, I would just like to make a very important point here. You've raised something very important, Swapan, which is that you say there may have been administrative lapses, but is he criminally culpable? I want to put to you, Swapan, that as Chief Minister, did we imagine that Narendra Modi was patrolling the streets with mobs and actually wielding a scimitar himself? No, and that has never been anybody's contention. The contention is that as a Chief Minister, and additionally the Home Minister, you are presiding over the entire administrative structure of the state, particularly the police and the intelligence. And when we are showing again and again, sorry, not we, but now there have been victims and there have been civil rights groups and there have been media exposures, but now there is an official report which actually confirms all of that. If that is not criminal culpability, whether not criminal culpability, certainly culpability on the part of the Chief Minister, what else are we debating? Are we saying that he was out on the streets? No, even I don't think he was out on the streets, but he was destroying evidence. He was putting impediments on the way of officers. He had two ministers, one who was a revenue minister and one who was an urban housing minister. What were they doing in the police control room? There are also call records which show that Ashok Bhat, the cabinet minister, was in touch with VHP Jaideep Patel, who today stands terribly indicted for the massacres in Naroda Patia and elsewhere. What more do we need to show culpability? We are not saying that Mr. Modi was part of the mobs physically doing damage.
Okay, I want to go across just a moment to Mr. Javed Akhtar.
I just want to rebut that point.
Okay, quickly, you rebut that and then we go to Mr. Akhtar.
Neither Narasimha Rao, who was Home Minister in 84, nor Rajiv Gandhi, who was Prime Minister in 1984, should have held any high office after that date.
Swapan, I agree with you. In fact, in our story, we have written that the Congress has an abysmal record itself.
The unequivocal victory of the Congress at that point was of no avail whatsoever.
Okay, what does one make?
We are not discussing 1984 riots right now.
It is the voice of the activists which will prevail. That's what you are trying to say.
Okay, what does one make of the report? And Javed Akhtar, you're listening to these two sides. Clearly, the report concludes, and I want to just quote once Mr. Akhtar from the report. He illegally positioned his health and housing ministers in the police control room, but it's hard to find evidence of their interference, Mr. Akhtar.
No, I want to say something else. I'm surprised by Mr. Swapan Gupta's logic. Just a second before, he was condoning Mr. Narendra Modi for his popularity, winning the election, his acceptance by the voter. On the other hand, he says that Mr. Rajiv Gandhi or so-and-so's election victory doesn't mean anything at all. Yes, it's true.
I didn't say that, Javed.
Election you
Javed,
win because of any reason.
Does that mean that we don't take that into account?
As a matter, yes, sir. And even in Mr. Modi's case, you should not take it into account. Let's move forward. The fact is that we are not seeing this thing in isolation. It is a huge symphony. This report is one note of that symphony. Here is a man who has made hate speeches. The case is in the pipeline. He has made outrageous statements during those times. You know that and I know that. I mean, fine, you have your political stances and you want to justify and you want to prove that Mr. Modi is as secular can be. But the fact is that he was titled Hindu is a Samrad by VHP and others. For what? For which service? Now take Vanjara's case, take these Firoz's case, so many murders, so many false encounters, so many reports. I mean, and the man has spoken himself. He has made outrageous statements. How does your conscience allow you to justify him?